if you're familiar with importing images into SketchUp, you'll know that it has a hard time dealing with raster images. So if you have floor plans like these that come in raster format, you'll be hard pressed to open them up and then edit them on SketchUp. Usually, you'll have to import the raster image into SketchUp, and then you have to manually trace over the lines by yourself. So that process can get a little bit tedious and time consuming. So the best option for that is to use automatic conversion programs such as ScanTCAD. So if you want to import this kind of image into into SketchUp rather, you'll find that the ScanTCAD's automatic conversion functionality should help quite a bit. So we have a sample floor plan open up on ScanTCAD here. The first thing you want to do is clean up the image because a cleaner image always produces a cleaner vector. Click on clean raster image here. In this case, the image is already black and white since the threshold option is no longer available. So that's the first thing you want to check. You want it to make the image black and white. We also want to check if there are any speckles and holes here that we want to get rid of. That sometimes happens when you use a flatbed scanner. I don't really see anything, so there's no need for us to tick that. The lines are also thick enough that we don't have to thicken them with the thicken lines options as well. But I do see that some of the edges are a little jagged, so I'm going to click on smooth to use the smooth function here. It should make the lines a little bit less jagged. So I click on OK to finalize the changes. Now that I'm happy with how this looks, I'm going to click on Convert Raster Image here. Vectorization method is technical. Yes, I want to stick with that. And the preset is architectural because it is a floor plan. But I want to click on Vectorize in OCR. I want to use the OCR function, which stands for Optical Character Recognition, which just converts these raster text into editable vector text instead of polylines. So once you click that, a new tab will be available to be clicked here. So click on that to open it up. You want to set the maximum character size here. So click on select from image, look for the largest text in the image, zoom in on it. I think it's the room labels for this particular image. And then I'm going to click and drag across the height of this to set the maximum character size here. We don't have any vertical or angular text, so there's no need for me to tick those, but you should if you do have any horizontal, anything other than horizontal. So if you have any vertical text, tick that. If you have anything that isn't quite vertical and isn't quite horizontal, then you can tick on angular here as well. So now that I've set the settings there and made sure that everything is good here, I'm going to click on Run to generate a preview image. So depending on the complexity of the image, it's going to take a little bit longer, but this one was pretty quick. This looks pretty good. You can double check the accuracy of the conversion by clicking on both. So this is the original raster. This is the converted vector. When you click on the both tab, it just puts the converted vector on top of the original raster, so you can really compare. Since they're both black, I'm going to tick on the highlight vectors option to highlight them and colorize them temporarily so you can see them more clearly on top of the black colored raster lines. This looks pretty good. I'm happy with the convergence. So I'm going to click on OK. And once you do a quick review of the converted vector image and you're happy with it, just click on Export on the upper right, like so. Choose the file format you want to use. SketchUp can actually handle both DXF and DWG. Those are typical vector formats for floor plans such as this one. So I'm going to stick to DWG here and then name it whatever you want to name it. Import for SketchUp. And then just click on Save here. A couple of last-minute export options as well that you can tweak if you would like to use these settings. But usually the default settings are okay as is. So I'm just going to click on OK, and that should save the file. So just a quick recap. Once you try to open raster floor plans on SketchUp, they're not easily editable and you have to trace them over. But if you use ScanTCAD, you can convert them from a raster image like this one into a fully editable and usable vector image, such as this one, that you can then import into your SketchUp project.